Today on Don't Fear AI.
It's almost a weekly event now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another huge batch of AI news just landing.
Yeah, it really is. Keeping track is becoming a full-time job.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if you're like me, you want to, get the important bits without needing a computer science degree just to follow along.
Yeah,
That's really what we're aiming for here today.
absolutely. And you've picked out 4 really key things that have happened recently. We're going to look at OpenAI's new GPT 4.1 models, Google's Agent2Agent Protocol, which sounds interesting.
Right.
And then there's the whole, let's say, drama around Meta's Llama 4 Maverick ring.
Oh, yeah. That one definitely made some waves.
And finally, we'll look at Shopify's pretty direct memo about making AI use mandatory.
Right. So it's a real mix. You've got the tech pushing forward, efforts to make things work together, a bit of controversy, and then how businesses are actually using this stuff.
Let's start with OpenAI. Those GPT 4.1 models. Seems like they've rolled out quite the lineup.
They really have. Not just one model, but 3. The main GPT 4.1, then a 4.1 mini, and something totally new, the 4.1 Nano.
Right.
And the big claim is, faster, smarter, and cheaper than GPT-4o, which was their previous top model.
Interesting that they've gone for 3 tiers. Sort of suggests they're moving away from a single best model for everything.
Yeah, more specialized. So let's talk about the full GPT 4.1 first.
Yeah.
That's positioned as the powerhouse, right?
For the complex stuff, what are the standout improvements they're highlighting?
Okay, so the numbers are pretty impressive. They're talking big leap in coding, like 54.6% on SWB bench. That's over 21% better than GPT-4o.
Wow, okay. That's significant for developers.
Yeah. And instruction following is up to 38.3% on multi-challenge, but a 10.5% jump. And for understanding really long stuff like video, they hit 72% on video MME. They're calling that state-of-the-art.
And a big part of handling that long stuff is the context window increase, I assume?
Huge increase. We're talking 1 million tokens now.
1 million.
Yeah, which is just a massive amount of text it can handle. And the output limit is up too, to over 32,000 tokens, so it can generate a lot more as well.
Okay, so what does that actually mean in practice? Better understanding of large code bases, documents.
That seems to be the idea. Better long context understanding overall. They also claim it's much better front-end coding, like 80% human preference over GPT-4o.
80%. It's quite a claim.
It is. Plus, better code editing and generally better equipped for complex software engineering tasks.
So that's the big one. What about GPT 4.1 Mini? Where does that fit?
Mini is meant to be the balance point. Good intelligence, good speed, good cost. They're saying it matches or beats GPT-4o on a lot of benchmarks and even outperforms it on some specific coding and instruction tasks.
But the main selling point is probably the efficiency, isn't it?
Exactly. Almost 50% faster response times, lower latency. And it's way cheaper, 83% cheaper than 4o. We're talking 0% Forme input tokens, about $1.60 for output.
Okay, so that sounds like a really strong option for developers who need good performance but are watching the budget.
Yeah, or for building lightweight agents that need to be quick. And it still gets that huge million-token context window and the 32K output limit. Same data cutoff, too.
Very interesting. Okay, let's switch gears to Google and this Agent2Agent thing, A2A. What's the story here?
Right, so this is different. It's not a model, it's a protocol. An open one that Google developed with over 50 partners.
An open protocol. Okay, for what purpose?
The core idea is to let different AI agents from different companies on different platforms actually talk to each other and work together. Collaboration and interoperability.
Okay. That sounds potentially very significant, like building the communication infrastructure for future AI ecosystems. Why now?
Well, I think the main goal is boosting business productivity. Imagine automating complex workflows that involve multiple steps, maybe multiple different AI tools, like supply chain management or employee onboarding.
Right, tasks that might need different specialized AIs to coordinate.
Exactly. They also talk about enabling secure multi-agent systems so these agents can work together safely, and just standardizing how they communicate, which should make development easier.
So how does it actually work? What are the key features of A2A?
Okay, there are a few core parts. They have agent cards, basically JSON files describing what an agent does and how to interact with it, like a business card for an AI.
Okay, so managing the actual collaborative process.
Right, and it's designed to handle different types of data, text, audio, video, structured data. They call it modality agnostic. Security is built in with enterprise-level authentication.
Yeah, it really points towards a future where AI isn't just siloed tools, but a more integrated network. It'll be fascinating to see how widely this gets adopted.
Totally agree. Okay, now for something a bit less collaborative feeling. The Meta Llama 4 Maverick situation.
Ah, yes. The leaderboard roller coaster. What happened there exactly?
Well, the big news was Llama 4 Maverick, which had been sitting pretty at number 2 on the El Marino leaderboard, suddenly dropped, like plummeted down to number 32.
32? Ouch, that's a huge fall. What's the reason, or the suspected reason?
The main theory, the one buzzing around, is that the version Meta submitted for the leaderboard testing wasn't quite the same as the one they actually released to the public.
Okay, like an optimized for the test version?
That's the suspicion. Okay, last topic. Shifting from models to how companies are using AI. That Shopify memo from the CEO, Tobias Lütke, that got a lot of attention.
Yeah, it was pretty direct, wasn't it? What was the core message?
Unmistakable. Using AI is now mandatory at Shopify. Not encouraged, not suggested. Mandatory for everyone, not just tech roles.
Wow, mandatory for all employees. That's a bold move. What are the specifics? How are they enforcing this?
Well, first, if you don't use AI, you apparently have to justify why not.
Okay, flips the script.
Right. Second, AI has to be part of early-stage product development, baked in from the start. Third, and this is a big one, AI usage is now part of performance reviews.
Whoa. So it directly impacts your evaluation.
Yep, they're serious. There's also a huge emphasis on constant learning. Lütke literally said stagnation is failure regarding AI skills.
Right.
And finally, leadership has to walk the walk, actively using and showing how they use AI.
That is a fundamental shift, embedding AI right into the company culture and processes.
So just to wrap up for everyone listening, we looked at OpenAI's new tiered GPT 4.1 models, the power, the balance, the speed. We explored Google's Agent2Agent Protocol, aiming for AI collaboration.
Then the Llama 4 Maverick ranking controversy and the questions it raises about transparency.
Right. And finally, Shopify's very direct, top-down mandate for company-wide AI adoption.